All right, Yuvraj. Tough character, this one, Dilton. You know, he is a bit of a nerd, also very fashionable, also has secrets. So you had to weave all of that together.
I mean, Zoe always said that when she cast us, the one thing she made sure of was the fact that all of us have the essence of our character. And I think it's amazing how accurate she was with like meeting us like 4 or 5 times. I think all of us identify with our characters so much. That's what makes it so easy. I think there's so many things about Dilton that are just so true to Yuvraj.
That's very true. And you're someone who loves fashion. I can see that. You're looking amazing tonight, isn't he?
Thank you.
Who to you among the Archie's gang was really the most stylish, the most fashionable?
Oh, without a doubt, it's Veronica Lodge. I mean, even in the script, it's mentioned Veronica's the one that brings the trends and the fashion from London to Riverdale. So definitely
We'll have
Veronica.
Veronica here also very, very soon. I see you there. If you could bring back one thing from the 60s, what would it be now that I'm sure you've done all your research on the 60s?
So while filming, what I realized is that the core of Riverdale really is the fact that, you know, it's this small town where everyone knows each other. There's one diner that all the kids go to after school to hang out. While shooting it, it really made me nostalgic of the times when my entire day was just comprised of me coming back from school and then going down and like playing with my building friends or my brother. So I guess I would like to bring some of that wholesomeness back that I think we've lost.
How wonderful. I think we all agree also with that sentiment. Uh, Tell me, which is the one film, Yuvraj, that has inspired you the most, that you maybe have watched the most?
I don't know about inspired me the most, but definitely for watched the most. When I was younger, we didn't have like Netflix back then. So when I was younger, if I'm not in the theater watching a movie, it's just whatever's on television or something that my parents have like downloaded for me. My dad read this book called Line and he downloaded the movie. It's an animated movie. He downloaded it for me. And I remember just watching it on repeat as a child. Just on repeat. So that's definitely the movie I've watched the most amount of times. But
It's a great story. Thank you very much, Yuvraj. All the very best
thank
to
you
you.
so
Thank
much.
you, ladies and gentlemen. Yuvraj here, aka Dilton. Thank you. All right, it's time now for Mr. Cool, Mr. Confident, Reggie Mantle, played by Vedang Rana. Come on, Vedang.
Hello everyone. Hi. Good evening.
Now, if I had to describe Reggie, and going by this poster, I think everyone would say self-absorbed, little bit, a whole lot obsessed with himself. Is that the same character in the Archies also in the movie? Is there a different spin
Uh,
maybe that we can expect?
I mean, Reggie from the comics definitely thinks he's God's gift to humanity.
He's the it guy.
Yeah, he's the it guy. He is known for his vanity. But I think in the film, I think Zoya has, if I may say so, given more depth to the character. So, without giving away too much, I think he's very driven towards certain goals in the film, and he behind his too cool for school attitude, he has a big heart, and he'll stand up for people whenever he can. So I think that's what's different from the comics.
Uh, you look at a character like Reggie Mantle, it's, I'm sure, challenging to play also. And your journey is also very, very interesting. You're someone who studied management, you were in a management institute, and then you switched track into acting. How did that happen? Why did it happen?
Yeah, so I was pursuing business in a university here in Mumbai, and I think since I was a kid, I've always had an inclination for performing arts. So I used to sing and play the guitar before I started acting. So I would be part of these inter-college fests and these events that used to keep happening. So I used to love being on stage, love performing, and I think during college that passion for performing arts kind of translated into acting, and that happened because I joined an agency as something I'll do on the side, maybe make some quick buck while I was pursuing my degree, because the degree was really important to me and my family. Uh, I don't think even I ever saw this or music or any of those things as something that could be a lucrative thing for me. So my degree was happening, that was the focus, and I was doing this thing on the side. And I joined this agency for my music actually, and they pushed me into acting. So when I started auditioning, I think I was around 17 or 18 years old. That's when I like fell in love with it. And because I was auditioning and I wanted to, understand the craft more, I think I just spent so much time learning and reading, and that's when I think I feel like I found my calling with acting.
Is there one particular film that you watched that you really loved that kind of changed your thought of, hey, I can do this?
One particular film, that's a tough
Or
one.
a performance, let's say a performance that made you want to become an actor.
Performance. That's a really tough question. But I remember being a young kid that I was obsessed with Hrithik Roshan in Krish. So he was like I was so fascinated firstly
In
that,
Krish?
yes. So, I was fascinated by this superhero coming from India. And I used to have that Krish mask and everything. And I was just in love with this larger than life thing who can dance and act and look good and everything. So I think that's what inspired me, I think, as a kid. But I mean, after I grew up, I think the performance that kind of changed the game for me was Matthew McConaughey in Interstellar, and also in True Detective season 1. I think that's one of my most favorite performances, and that kind of really pushed me into doing this, seriously.
This is a musical, right? The Archies. So, how did you really change your perspective towards music, your inclination to music to get into this role?
Uh, I think music has always been a big part of my life. Um, So I think from a logistical point of view, because this film had opportunities for me to lip sync, because I sing a bit myself, I think that came a bit more naturally to me in the film. And in general, I think I use music a lot just to aid my performance. So for the film also, I had a playlist called Pregi, and I had songs which I feel like kind of resonated with me for the character, songs from the 60s. And I would have certain songs for certain moments in the script that I would keep going back to, and stuff like that. So it always helps me in my performance. And also there was a lot of dancing in the film since it's a musical. So to get that body language of Reggie and that style and that that persona and aura, I would listen to a lot of Elvis. Songs that John Travolta danced in, and Shammi Kapoor, and all of those
Wow.
things to kind of just get that that body language and style of Reggie.
I'd ask you for a glimpse, but I don't want to give any spoilers to the audience.
Yeah. I think let's keep that for when the film comes out.
All right, Vedang, thank you very
Thank
much
you so much.
for
Thank you for
joining
having
us
me.
here at the Indian Conclave. Thank you.